All right, I'm just looking on X here. Everything Boxing, which is a very good X account, by the way. It gives you a lot of good news, so shout out to those guys as well. Everything Boxing have said Parker versus Zhang 2 in 2024. Frank Warren asked about a potential Zhilei Zhang Martin Bakole fight, which I personally would love to see. I think it's a great fight. Zhang's got a rematch clause with Joseph Parker, wants it. They want it to happen, so it will happen because there's a rematch clause. That's what he told Seconds Out. I'm also hearing about that potential rematch that we may be kind of looking around about October time, so that could be something that maybe will fall on the undercard of Beterbiev Bivol. Listen, that's not a bad fight to go on the undercard, but I would rather see Bakole versus Zhang. Why would I rather see Bakole versus Zhang? For a variety of reasons. One, I've already seen Parker versus Zhang 1, and it was not a compelling view, and put it like that. It had moments of drama early on when Joseph Parker got dropped, when he got hurt. He got dropped he got dropped twice. And there were moments where you were like, oh, this is going to be good. Zhang's going to finish him, and then he didn't. And then Zhang didn't pretty much do anything, and it was just mainly Joseph Parker outworking Zhilei Zhang for the 12 rounds. It was not, as I said, compelling viewing, to say the least. It was not compelling viewing. It was actually a reasonably tricky-ish fight to score because some people had Zhang winning, some people had Parker winning. The knockdown certainly did help Zhang 100%. But it's a fight that, as I said, we've seen before. It was not a real showstopper, show stealer first time around. That doesn't mean it won't be second time around, but it's unlikely. You know, normally when a fight isn't good first time around, if you wait until they're a little bit over the hill, maybe then it's a little bit better. A good example would be Pulev versus Chisora. First fight was crap. It was over in Germany. It was crap. It was for the European title. And the second fight was much, much better. It was in the O2, I believe, on the zone. 2 years ago now, wasn't it? Chisora won it. So, you know, if you leave it, it can get better, but that kind of is if both guys are past their best, which they were respectively at the time. Zhang is probably not in his prime. Parker might still be. He's only in his early 30s, so he might only be coming into it now, really. But it wasn't an amazing fight first time around. Doesn't mean it will be a bad fight second time, but it's, you know, I'm not holding my breath for it, put it like that. In terms of Bakole versus Zhang, I would prefer to see that fight. I would much, much, much rather it. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky fight because Bakole throws a lot of punches, seems to have good stamina, seems to take a decent shot. Zhang doesn't throw a lot of punches, again, seems to take a decent shot, but he has insane punching power. And unlike someone like a Deontay Wilder, Zhang has power in the left hand and he has power in the right hand. Ask Deontay Wilder, ask Joe Joyce. That right hook, you don't want to be taking that right hook from Zhilei Zhang. Oh, ask those fighters. They know all about that. So that's why it'd be so interesting. Because Jared Anderson started fast against Bakole, he was caught. Bakole was hit a lot. He ignored those shots as if they were nothing. You wouldn't be doing that against Zhilei Zhang. But saying that, Zhilei Zhang, how long can he maintain the pace? Again, against Wilder, it seemed okay, but that wasn't fought at any real kind of pace. And once he put his foot on the gas, Wilder came apart pretty damn quick and was taken out. So I look at that fight and I think, right, well, Zhang early on, very dangerous. Saying that, late on he can still be dangerous because it was round 8. Joseph Parker was doing well. He hadn't been hurt or stunned, and boom, I forget what it was. It was a left hand goes in, and a innocuous looking left hand. Parker's down. So he's always dangerous, Zhilei Zhang, but the punch output drops dramatically as the fight goes on. With Bakole, he's able to maintain that, and he is a good puncher as well. Zhilei Zhang, I suspect, takes a pretty good shot, but so too does Martin Bakole. It's an interesting fight. It's a fight that I think would guarantee almost a knockout. It's a fight that we'd see a lot of big it'd be a great fight. I just look at it on paper and I think that's a great fight. But apparently there's a rematch clause there. Now, I knew the rematch clause was something that was talked about post Parker versus Zhang. I think even before Parker versus Zhang, there was the rematch clause there. I would have assumed the fact that, you know, the fight is happening with Deontay Wilder and Zhang, that kind of null and voided the rematch clause. Apparently not. It could be one of these things where you have a finite window, maybe a year to have the rematch, but you can do whatever you want in between then. So, you know, Parker could have a fight if he wanted, Zhang could have a fight if he wanted, but you still have until March 2025 to invoke that rematch, and after that then it's gone. Do you know that sort of way? So maybe that's it. Maybe that's all it is. Yeah, Parker versus Zhang too. Don't get me wrong. Listen, don't get me wrong. I will watch it. 110 million% I'll watch it. There was moments in the first fight that I enjoyed, but I'm not as keen on seeing that. That's not to say I don't want to see it. Oh, believe me, I think it could be a good fight. Definitely. I mean, it has the recipe for a good fight, but we can only go on history. I think it could be a good fight, but my only reference is the first one, which wasn't great. Whereas Bakole Zhang, I look at those styles and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. As soon as I heard Anderson Bakole, I was like, way too soon for Anderson, but on paper, those two styles blend together well. You know, like chocolate in a milkshake, that's gonna blend together real, real well, and we're gonna have something we're gonna enjoy, and we did. So let me know your thoughts. Joseph Parker, Zhilei Zhang 2. Are you keen for it? Would you rather, like myself, see Bakole versus Zhang? It's something different. It's a different style. I think it's a good style. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.